The notification arrived without ceremony. A cold blue hologram materializing above the coffee table in Carolyn Marrowfield's living room, killed in action. Body retained as a war trophy by the Verith Reach.
No, not my boy. Not Lucas. They took him. Like a prize to mount on their wall.
She stared at his smiling hologram, taken the day he enlisted, full of life and honor.
Then I'll bring him home myself. I'll go to the Verith Reach and bring my son home.
She spoke the words to no one and everyone. By morning, clips of her raw, broken voice had leaked across every civilian channel.
Lucas, I am coming. Just hold on. Mama's coming.
She filed no official request. She asked no permission. She simply walked to her small civilian shuttle, the only asset she had left. One woman, one shuttle, one impossible destination. The galaxy would soon learn what a mother's grief could set in motion. The Earth Council filed 3 formal protests. The Verith Reach did not dignify them with a reply. Carolyn Marrowfield entered the chamber without appointment, her voice cutting through the procedural murmur.
My son is being held like a trophy by aliens who kill our people. I need a military escort to bring him home.
The Council understands your grief, Mrs. Marrowfield, but we cannot escalate a border incident into a potential war for a single Marine.
A single Marine? That's my son. He was worth more than your entire diplomatic process.
We all have families, Carolyn, but the stability of Earth-Vertith relations must come first. I am sorry.
They are not going to help. They never were.
She turned her back on the council without another word, the silence in the chamber heavier than any protest. Outside, the spaceport waited. Her shuttle waited. The Verith Reach waited, and now she was truly alone.
Fine. I don't need their permission. I'll go alone.
She boarded her shuttle with a small bag of personal effects, Lucas's first toy, a faded photograph, a lock of hair.
I promised I'd bring you home. And I will. No matter what it takes.
She activated the hologram of Lucas the day he enlisted, young, proud, alive.
Mom, I did it. They accepted me. I am going to be a Marine, like Grandpa.
I remember. You were so happy. I wish I had stopped you. No time for that. He's out there, and I have to get him back.
Her hands, steady, despite the grief, moved over the controls. Engines hummed to life. The shuttle lifted from the pad, leaving Earth behind. No escort, no farewell, just a tiny ship against the immense dark.
Goodbye, Earth. I won't come back without him.
Ahead lay the Verith Reach, behind, a world that had washed its hands of her, and in her heart a fury that no vacuum could touch. The Verith border loomed ahead, a massive Stargate ring, its event horizon dark and inert.
High Overseer Tfoth, this is Carolyn Marrowfield. I demand the return of my son's body.
She transmitted the message on all known Verith diplomatic channels, then waited.
Lucas, I am almost there. They can't ignore me now.
No reply came, not a single acknowledgement. The silence was absolute.
Maybe they think I am harmless. They'll learn.
She guided the shuttle toward the Stargate, a speck of metal against the ancient alien structure.
Even if I have to walk into their capital and demand it, I will.
The shuttle slipped through the event horizon, crossing into territory that no human had entered without a fleet, no escort, no banner, no permission. Just one woman, driven by something no Verith could understand. Not yet. Aboard the HWS Resolute, Captain Helena Vance watched the civilian feed in silence.
They refused her. The Council let a mother go alone into hostile space. If that were my son, I would do the same.
She ran the strategic calculation. A civilian ship crossing into Verith territory would be seen as an act of desperation, not a threat.
Navigation. Set course for the Verith Stargate. Maximum military power.
Her executive officer hesitated, seeking an order code. Vance offered none.
I said, set the course. That is all.
She pressed the execute command, her hand steady, committing a capital ship to motion without authorization. The Resolute detached from its berth, engines igniting cyan, its name etched in steel, a silent declaration. Vance did not inform Earth Council. She simply watched the stars ahead, knowing she was not the only one watching. Light years away, Captain Marcus Chen of the HWS Indomitable stared at the same newsfeed.
A mother goes alone into enemy space, and our council does nothing. My daughter Lynn would be that age. If it were her, I'd burn a path myself. Navigation. Set course for the Vareth Stargate. Now.
He gave no explanation. His crew, long accustomed to his silences, obeyed. In the Marrowfield Reserve, 3 more dreadnoughts lit their engines within the same hour. The Stargate network began to record unscheduled transits. No alarms, no queries, just silent, massive ships passing through, captain after captain, across the Sol Reserve, and the Outer Vega strike group arrived at the same decision.
They'll call it mutiny. Let them.
By the end of the day, the Sol system's most powerful warships were on the move, and no one on Earth knew why. Earth Council's monitoring stations lit up with alarms. Unscheduled fleet movements, massive in scale, were detected across 3 reserve groups.
Who gave the order? Get me Admiral Hayes immediately.
No admiral answered. Communications were met with static, garbled reports, and one captain's claim of a navigational system malfunction.
They're lying, every one of them.
From Captain Vance of the Resolute, a single line, engineering test in progress. Stand by.
Engineering test with a full dreadnought. She's mocking us. This isn't a malfunction. It's a coordinated movement. But by whom?
The Council convened an emergency session, fear of an unknown coup paralyzing every decision.
We have lost control of the fleet, and we don't even know why.
The ships kept moving. Earth Council could only watch, powerless, as the most powerful military force in human history slipped beyond their reach as Carolyn's shuttle crossed the void. A silent host assembled behind her, beyond sensor range, beyond her knowledge. Dreadnought after dreadnought fell into formation, their IFF transponders cold, engines running dark.
Just a little further, Lucas. I won't stop until I see you.
She checked her nav, oblivious to the mountain of steel moving in her wake. It was a formation no admiral had planned. 90% of Earth's capital ships, moving without orders. They kept distance, a standoff buffer to avoid detection, but close enough to strike if needed.
Vareth, reach. I am coming. With or without permission.
The fleet answered no signal. It simply followed, a silent guardian. The tiny shuttle cast no shadow, but behind it, the darkness moved.
I am almost there, Lucas. Hold on.
Vareth, deep space sensors spiked. A mass of metal, unscheduled, emerged from the Stargate, more than they had ever seen.
Impossible. That many human warships. Confirm those readings now.
The data resolved. Over 40 dreadnoughts with escorts in a tight formation and total comm silence.
This is a full-scale invasion. Sound the highest alert. Scramble every ship. But why no declaration? No demands. They simply appear.
Vareth warships streamed from their berth, iridescent hulls catching starlight as they formed a defensive line.
Hold positions. Do not fire unless fired upon. I want to know what this is before we start a war.
In the organic corridors of the Vareth command, the air hummed with tension. Never had a human force encroached so silently.
If this is a human invasion, they have no idea what they started. If not, then what are they?
The Vareth fleet stood ready, waiting for the first shot that never came. Yet, Earth Council broadcast a direct emergency recall to every capital ship. All hands, return to base immediately.
This is Ambassador Rostov. By order of the Earth Council, break formation and return to Sol space. Acknowledge.
Responses trickled in. Engine anomalies, navigation recalibrations, unconfirmed subspace interference, excuses. Everyone.
They are deliberately stalling. No one is turning back.
From the Resolute, Captain Vance sent a data packet. Unstable reactor output. Continuing assessment. Will update.
Unstable reactor, right? the most advanced warship in the fleet, and it's falling apart.
Not a single captain complied. The fleet continued its silent march into Verith space.
We're watching a mutiny with no demands, no leaders, no cause, just silence.
The Earth Council's authority had become a formality, less than a whisper against the roar of distant engines.
We are no longer in control, and I have no idea what we're about to face.
Carolyn's shuttle exited the Stargate near the Verith homeworld. She opened a channel, voice raw.
High Overseer Tyvoth, I am at your border. Return my son's body, now.
Voth received the transmission, but his eyes were fixed on the tactical display, the human armada, motionless.
Ambassador Rostov, explain this fleet. Is this a declaration of war? Answer.
We did not order this movement. I do not know why they are there.
You claim ignorance, 100 warships, and you claim you did not send them?
No one gave the order. They moved independently. We've lost control of our own ships.
The admission hung in the silence. The mightiest fleet in human history was a grassroots uprising.
Then, this is not an invasion. It is a vigil, a silent escort for one woman.
The nature of the standoff shifted. No state had commanded this. It was a species flexing its heart. Voth convened his highest war council. The chamber's bioluminescent walls pulsed with tension.
The human ambassador claims they did not send this fleet. His government is as bewildered as we are.
His military advisors scoffed. One demanded immediate engagement. Perceived weakness would invite more incursions.
If they wanted to attack, they would have done so already. They are simply present. This is not strategy. It is emotion. A phenomenon I cannot explain, but must respect.
He ordered all ships to stand down from attack posture. Weapons remained hot, but the trigger was to be left untouched.
We will not fire the first shot. I will not be the one to ignite a war, because we misread a species' grief.
An uneasy silence fell. The Verith fleet, moments from unleashing hell, began to shift into a defensive stance.
Prepare a channel to the Human Council. I want to know more about this woman and her son.
The Verith had chosen caution over carnage. The standoff, for now, would not break into fire. Voth received the file on Carolyn Marrowfield, a retired nurse, no political ties, no military background.
A single mother, devastated, acting on instinct. And behind her, the species moved, without command, without state. I have fought a dozen campaigns. I have never seen a force like this. It is not lethal. It is loyal.
He understood, at a level beyond logic, that to deny this mother would be to spit on the soul of an entire race.
We will return the body. We will pay reparations. And we will issue a public apology. Now.
A stunned silence filled the chamber. His commanders stared, but none dared challenge.
This is not weakness. It is recognition. A species that can move the heavens for one of theirs is not an enemy we want. Prepare the casket. Dispatch the dignitaries. The apology goes out on all channels.
No objection came. The Verith machine of war shifted into a machine of contrition.
I hope, for both our species, they never learn to weaponize this.
A priority channel crackled open. Voth's hologram materialized inside Carolyn's cockpit, face to face.
Carolyn Marrowfield, I am High Overseer Tyvoth. We are returning your son. This is not a negotiation. It is an apology. We were wrong to keep him from you.
I don't understand. Why now? Why the change?
Because your species has shown us something we did not know. The bond between a mother and a child can move fleets.
He spoke of reparations, a formal apology broadcast galaxy-wide, and a ceremonial return of the fallen Marine.
After all the silence, he's coming home. Lucas, my son, he's coming home? After all this?
Yes. His casket will be transferred to your ship within the hour. Our shuttle is approaching now.
Carolyn stared through the canopy as a sleek Varith shuttle emerged from the darkness, bearing her son. The Varith shuttle aligned with hers, a robotic arm extending with delicate precision, cradling a flag-draped casket. Carolyn pressed her hand against the cold glass, breath fogging the window as she watched Lucas's body pass through the airlock.
He's so close now. After all this empty space, he's right there.
The casket settled into the hold with a soft hiss of seals. The Varith shuttle withdrew, leaving her alone with her son.
Lucas, Mama's got you now. I've got you. I am so sorry it took so long. I am so sorry.
She stayed there, forehead against the window, for a long moment. No one interrupted. The Varith broadcast began scrolling across her comm screen. Formal apology, reparations, acknowledgement of a mother's right. She barely saw it.
This was all I wanted. Why does it feel like it's not over?
She turned back toward the cockpit, unaware that behind her, beyond the Stargate, the galaxy's largest uninvited escort had witnessed everything. As the autopilot threaded a course home, Carolyn finally ran a full sensor sweep. The result made her hands grip the console. The rear display resolved a nightmare or a miracle. Over 40 dreadnoughts, dark and silent, in perfect formation.
Those are Terran ships. But why? Who sent them?
No answer came over comms. Only their transponder IDs, names she recognized from news feeds. Resolute, Indomitable, Vanguard. Then, a single text message appeared. Origin, HWS, Resolute, no rank, no order number. We have your back.
They didn't ask permission. They just came.
The Varith hadn't caved to threats. They'd caved to this, a species that moved mountains without a word.
I wasn't alone. I never was.
Ahead, the Resolute's running lights blinked once, a silent salute. The fleet began a slow, majestic turn toward home. The Armada reshaped itself, a sphere of capital ships encircling Carolyn's shuttle like a protective egg. Vance watched the formation take shape from her bridge, a satisfied silence replacing the need for any after-action report.
They want answers. Let them wait. The job is done.
Earth Council's demands for post-mission reports stacked up unanswered. No captain offered a cause, no officer a justification.
They're just ignoring us. Like we're not even worth a lie.
The Resolute's comm officer flagged a dozen urgent hails. Vance deleted them without reading. The Stargate spun open, its blue vortex swallowing the fleet in orderly succession.
Resolute, to all ships, maintain echelon. We go home as we came together.
No acknowledgement from Sol Command. Only the silent, obedient leap of dreadnoughts into the aperture. The fleet had gone, leaving Earth's government with the impossible task of investigating a crime no one wanted punished. The shuttle descended through Earth's atmosphere, flanked by the silent dreadnoughts that had followed her across the galaxy. At the spaceport, thousands gathered, watching the sky in a silence that broke only when the casket appeared. A military honor guard stood at attention as the flag-draped casket was carried from the shuttle.
He's home. My boy is home.
The crowd erupted in cheers, not for the government, but for the silent fleet that had moved heaven and earth for one woman.
We are grateful for the safe return of our fallen Marine. The Earth Council extends its deepest sympathies to the Marrowfield family.
But everyone knew the Council had done nothing. The fleet had acted alone, a wordless uprising of the heart.
1,000 strangers in steel came for my son, and they asked for nothing.
The casket, draped in the flag of Earth, was carried into the Memorial Hall, and the galaxy watched. No empire would soon forget. Investigator David Okonkwo convened the first hearing in a stark chamber underneath the council tower.
Captain Vance, who gave the order for the Resolute to abandon its patrol and enter Varith space.
No formal order was issued. I assessed the situation and acted on my own initiative.
On what grounds? There was no threat to your ship, no distress call, no authorization.
I felt it was the right thing to do. Sometimes command is about more than regulation.
The same stilted non-answers repeated with every captain. No one recalled seeing another ship until it was over.
Captain Chen, You sailed the Indomitable from dry dock. What prompted a museum ship to sortie?
I saw the news. A mother was going alone. I had a ship that could fly. It seemed obvious.
The council chamber, once bristling with authority, now echoed with the sound of a government that could not prosecute the moral reflex of its own people.
Every captain says the same nothing. They're not covering for each other. They genuinely have no answers to give.
In a dim office below the council tower, Ambassador Rostov met with an unnamed senior official. No recorders, no aides.
Okonkwo filed his report. He can't find a single captain willing or able to explain. It's a dead end.
The other official slid a datapad across the table, the final page already prepared with a recommendation to close.
They did what we could not. They brought that boy home and made the Verith apologize. And they did it without starting a war.
The unnamed official nodded, a silent confirmation of what they both dared not say publicly.
I am recommending the investigation be dropped, for lack of evidence, and because it was the right thing.
The council ratified the closure without debate. No one wanted to press further into a truth that would only weaken them.
We've lost control of our fleets, and the terrifying part, we're safer for it.
The government's grasp had slipped not by force but by conscience, and they knew they could not reel it back. The file was stamped classified and buried. The fleet belonged to its own honor now. Weeks after the ceremony, Carolyn stood alone before the memorial wall, the morning sun casting long shadows. Her fingers traced the engraved letters, Lucas Marrowfield. The metal was cool under her touch.
Hey, baby. I hope you know how many people love you. All those ships. All those strangers. They never even met you. But they came. Thank you.
An older woman, a stranger, approached and embraced her without a word. Carolyn held on.
I think I can let go now. Not of you, but of the pain.
She stepped back from the wall, the name still glowing in the morning light. She walked away not as a grieving mother, but as a woman who had been carried by an entire species.
Goodbye, my boy. Mama's okay now.
The investigation closed without charges. Earth's government never regained full control of its fleets, and in the silent halls of the council, a truth unspoken but understood. They were grateful for it. The Verith Reach paid reparations, and the border skirmish that killed Lucas Marrowfield was the last of its kind. Other empires watched, made calculations, and adjusted their posture. Humanity was not to be tested lightly. The fleet that moved without orders became a symbol, not of chaos, but of a collective conscience that no government could legislate. Captain Vance never submitted her report. She, like the others, simply returned to patrol, as if nothing had happened. And high above Earth, the dreadnoughts remained, their engines cool, their crews watching, always watching. A small plaque was added at the memorial. Lucas Marrowfield, he was worth more than an empire. In the end, it wasn't a government or a treaty that returned a mother's son. It was the unspoken mandate of a species that refused to let one of its own be left behind, and the galaxy understood. The most dangerous force in the universe was not a weapon. It was a mother's love, multiplied by millions.